What's up, tribe? Happy Sunday. How y'all doing? I hope everybody is having a great Sunday. Come on in, take a seat. Come on in, come on in, come on in, y'all. We don't have a lot to talk about, and if I had some time, I'll drop the link if you guys want to come up and share. Belize, is that my Belize? Belize and JB, is that my Belize? If it's not, hey girl, hey. But if that's my Belize, you better let me know. Hey Rock Chick, Tam Bryce, what's going on? I'm saying Tam Boyce, Lord. Hey Kenya, hey Tracy, what's up, Cams? Hey Miss B, J Wash, Powerful. Hey Yana, how you guys doing? So listen, I know I owe my members a live. We haven't had a live in probably like 2 weeks. So I normally we'll do one before I leave. We're gonna do one this week before I leave. I don't know when. So I'm sorry I can't give you guys a heads up, but I'm gonna do one before we leave. Hey, what's up, Tanisha? Hey, KK. Really be I saw your crabs and I made a seafood boil today. I'm jealous. I need them crabs. Listen, I went and got some live crabs yesterday. I very seldom cook my crabs. I usually go and get them already cooked. But it was this place that I kept passing, and I said, let me see what they got going on. Oh, okay, no. Oh, okay, but welcome, Belize. No, it used to be my girl Belize used to be in my chat, and she stopped coming. You know, she had things going on, and so she stopped really doing YouTube a lot. And I was just wondering if that was her. But welcome, 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 Belize. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She was from Belize, so that was her name. Um, hey, KK, all my members coming in. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. So I went and bought me some live crabs yesterday, child. I was just telling I was on the phone with El Teddy before I went live, and I was telling him how one of them crabs got out the pot. Child, y'all should have seen me in here with my tongs trying to pick that crab up. It doesn't move that fast because the crabs are live, but they keep them refrigerated. So they're moving, so that even though they're still alive, they move really slow. So it wasn't like a real speed crab. Like the crab fell on the floor and was sitting there like, and it started trying to move, and I was able to scoop it up. But when it first fell, I was like, ah! Crabs are not hard to cook. They are not hard to cook at all, J Wash. The way I cook them, the way I was, yes, Belize used to roast it down, right? That was my boo thing. But during the pandemic, she had a lot that went on with her, and she came back for a little while, and then she kind of fell off a little bit. She's got a lot that she's dealing with, and I was hoping it was her. Now, and I need to reach out to her again. Every once in a while, I'll drop her, hey, how you doing, over on Instagram. Kicking it with Kim Sims and friends. Well, come on through, kicking it. Hey, Sharon. Yeah, child. But live crabs are not hard. The way I was raised is the way I was raised. Um, you gotta put them in the pot. You gotta get the live crabs in the pot. And my mama cooked them with beer. So and it really doesn't matter. Like she would buy the cheapest beer, child. It really didn't matter. It doesn't, don't matter what beer you use, right? Um, so I got me a 6-pack of beer. You pour the beer, you get a big old, the big pot. We call them a crab pot. You get that big old pot, and you pour the beer, and you put the crabs in, and the beer steams the crabs. You don't want to put too much beer because you don't want the crabs to be too watery. You don't want to put too much beer in, and then you season it however you want. Like we use Old Bay. Somebody even posted under my picture, that's not enough Old Bay. I don't like too much Old Bay, so I'm not one of those people that likes all of that Old Bay. But I put Old Bay in the beer. Like when I put the beer in the pot, I put a bunch of Old Bay in the beer so that it steams through. But on my crabs, I don't put a lot of Old Bay on my crabs because I just don't like all of that. It's too much. It's too much for me. Some people love and they use all that Old Bay. I can't do too much of it. And then you just let them steam until when they get red. For the most part, when they get red, they done. You just steam them till they get red. Yep. So very similar to lobster. When the lobster's red, it's done. You don't want to overcook it, but that's pretty much it. So, and it don't take that long. Crabs don't take that long to steam. They don't take that long at all. Mm-mm. So anyway, I had me some live crabs. Still got some. I'm probably eat the rest of them tomorrow. I ate some yesterday. I really didn't want any today, so I probably eat the rest of them tomorrow. They were a good size. They were nice and meaty. Nice and meaty. But anyway, so happy Sunday to everybody. So I was gonna come down here yesterday. But child, I just took the day off. I just took the day off and hung out, went outside for a little bit yesterday. I had my crabs and then I went outside for a little while. And I didn't get home until late last night. So, you know. Before we get into the things, I want to send an apology to Kaleidoscope. Okay, I want to send an apology to Kaleidoscope because I told y'all I really wasn't feeling the braid lock butter. Remember, I told y'all that. I think I said it in a members only, and we read through the directions. And remember, they were like, well, you could do it like this, or you could do it like that. Remember, they were like, well, you could put it on your hand, or you can rub it together on your hand. Remember, the directions weren't very specific. And I was like, I didn't like it because it was flaking up and all of that stuff. Remember I told y'all that? Well, Judy of Kaleidoscope, she actually did a tutorial on her Instagram showing you, hey, Treasure Lane. I was talking about, how did your project turn out? Everything turned out okay? But Judy showed you how you're supposed to use this stuff, right? You got to put it in your hand. I'm only going to do a little bit. I'm going to show y'all. And I think this was the conclusion that we came to, but you got to rub it. Rub it. And then, the only thing I don't like, see, it's just grease now. And then you put it in there, right? The only thing I don't like is because it's hard. It's still hard to get in the grooves, right? It's still hard to get down in the grooves unless you put a whole lot on your hand and you just scoop it like that. I said, listen, Ebby and C Golden, I know I said that, but the directions don't say. The directions are very they're not that precise. The directions say you could do it like this or like that. Take out the or. Say this is how you're supposed to do it. Take out the or. Now, daggone it. I know y'all told me. Sheesh. But anyway, I still wouldn't buy it again. Because that's just a lot of work when I could just buy grease and scoop and do and scoop and do. You see what I'm saying? That's still a lot of work. But neither here nor there. I leave for Jamaica Saturday. So this time next week, I'll be on the beach. This time next week, Lord willing, I'll be like this. On the beach. All right, let's get into the things, y'all. So let's start at the beginning and let's work our way up. Jamie Foxx did what we asked. And I say we because I wanted this too. Jamie Foxx did what we asked, okay? Did y'all see the Jamie Foxx video? Did everybody see the Jamie Foxx video? Because Jamie Foxx came down here. Let me see here. You jealous? Put you in my luggage? Let me see. Let's look at it a little bit. We're not going to look at the whole thing. We'll just look. I want y'all to look. This is Jamie Foxx, and he did a video. He came down here to talk to the people.
Prayed, man, and sent me messages.
Oh, let me hold on.
How far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family kick in such a way. And y'all know they kept it airtight. They didn't let nothing out. They protected me. And that's what I hope that everyone could have in moments like these. Now, you know, by being quiet, sometimes things, you know, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. They said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, I went to hell and back. And my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work. So I want to thank the people that let me work. And I just want to like say that I love everybody, and I love all of the love that I got. And man, you know, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You know, you could do take two, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is. And if you see me out from now on, and every once in a while I just burst into tears, is because it's been tough, man. I was sick, man, but now I got my legs under me, so you're gonna see me out. But like I said, I just want you to remember me for the jokes that I crack, the movies that I make. Some of them good, some of them ain't. I think I got a good one out. And the songs that I sing, man. And then, you know, some people were talking about I'm clone. Well, check this out. Just kidding. Not clone, man, but I'm here on earth because of some great people. I'm here on earth because of God, man. So I love all y'all.
I wasn't going to play the whole thing, but it was only 3 minutes long. So, you know, listen, thank you. Abby said we're taking him. He has officially been removed from the sick and shut-in list. He has officially been removed from the sick and shut-in list. Now, listen, I know, right? We don't never take people off the list, do we? Have we ever taken anybody that sick and shut-in list, child? But listen, you know, don't be surprised if that is all we get. He may do a sit-down interview at a later date, but I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that might be all we ever get. That just might be all we ever get. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I told you guys before, and I know that some of y'all disagree with me, and that's fine. But I told y'all before, nobody owes us this. I know that, I come down here and basically what I do down here is talk about celebrity news. I get that. That is what I do. I commentate, I give y'all my 2 cents, I tell y'all what's going on, and we talk about celebrity news. But to be perfectly honest, at the end of the day, none of them owe us their business, even if they ask us to pray for them. I don't think they owe us that. I think that we are just so used to getting people's business that we think that we are entitled to it. We are not, in my opinion. I've come down here before and asked y'all, hey, y'all, can y'all just pray for me? I just got some stuff going on. I need y'all to pray for me. I appreciate that. And I've never come back and told y'all what was going on. Well, I gonna say never. But I know there have been times that I didn't come back and tell y'all what it was. Just pray. And if you don't want to pray, don't pray. And if your prayer comes with conditions, I don't want that either. If me asking you to pray for me comes with the condition that I owe you what I have going on, I don't want it. Keep it. I don't want that prayer. And I'm just being real about it. I don't want that prayer. If it comes with conditions, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know? So I'm glad that he did finally come down and do a video. Them folks really front like folks making over them when they are sick. Right? I just don't understand, child. But But I'm glad he did come down. Now, I'm not going to lie. I told y'all I wanted a video too. I wanted to hear him. I wanted to see him speak. Now, I did. I'm not going to lie. I did want it. I didn't think he owed it to me, but I did want it. So I'm glad that he did. I'm glad that he's doing well. Yes, his complexion is a little bit lighter. And his face looks a little slimmer. Looks like he might have lost some weight. But as somebody who was in the hospital for almost 2 months, I promise you, all of that is par for the course. All of that is par for the course. So, you know, they had people out here saying the man was paralyzed and blind. Remember what Benza said and Candace Owens and all these people just saying just saying it. So anyway, so that is what we got going on with the Jamie Foxx. Okay, down to the Jamie Foxx, right? Folks don't even tell the status, so how dare they want to know Jamie's medical history? Yeah, I mean, and like I said, that may be all we ever get, because Jamie Foxx has always been private. Remember when Jamie Foxx popped up with a daughter? Yeah, I remember, not his first daughter, not Corinne, but the younger daughter, his younger daughter. He just popped up with a daughter, and people were like, when did Jamie Foxx have another baby? He never made no announcements. His baby mama didn't do no photo shoots and post it down to the Instagram. Like, we literally just saw him with this baby and him saying, "This is my daughter." And we were like, huh? Jamie Foxx has never been that person. Even like when he's dating somebody, like he was dating Tom Cruise's ex wife, what her name? Um Katie Holmes. He was dating Katie Holmes for like 2 years before anybody knew. Like, he's just not that person. He never has been. We know that Jamie Foxx likes to party, because we do see him we see him partying. Even during the Panorama, when he would go live, I remember he would go live on his Instagram and stuff. He always had, people over his house and stuff like that. But even then, all you did was you saw him partying. You don't really know that. Hey, Miss Toby. Yeah, you don't really know not that much about Jamie Foxx outside of his work. Mm-mm. You just scooped me, really, because I thought Corinne was his only child. See, no, he's got a daughter. He's got a younger daughter. Um, she's probably maybe 10 or 11 by now. But when he was promoting, it might have been when he was promoting, not promoting Ray, the movie, but when he got nominated for the Oscar. I remember he did a one-on-one with Oprah. And I remember it was him, Corinne, and Oprah. They were talking. They were in a theater. They were like, I think that in his home theater or something like that. It was a one-on-one interview with Oprah, and it was, like I said, it was when he was. I want to say it was either when he was. It might have been after he won the Oscar, but either way, it was him, and they were talking, and that's when the baby was young. Like the baby was like maybe 3 or 4 maybe at that time. I don't even know if the baby was that old, but she was a baby. And I remember even Corinne saying she was getting ready to answer one of Oprah's questions, and she was getting ready to mention her sister. And she said, "Is it okay for me to say that?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So even before she even was talking about her baby sister, she made sure that Jamie was cool with her bringing her sister up. And he was like, "Oh no, that's fine," because he was talking about how different they were personality wise. He was just saying how Corinne was, and his younger daughter seems to be a firecracker child. Yeah, what's up, Pam? I called you yesterday, girl. But Pam, you take the weekend off, honey. Take the weekend off. Yeah, his acceptance speech was good. It was phenomenal. So thank goodness, y'all. Yep, another biracial daughter. Yeah. I believe so. He's always name dropping in the interview shorts that are on YouTube. Who? Jamie Foxx? C Golden said all we know is he like regular looking white women. Ooh, 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 ooh. Alrighty then. Well, let's switch gears a little bit. Shout out to the 147 people in the room. If you could please hit that like button, I would appreciate it. I know that's right, Pam. Like I said, girl, take that weekend off. I took the day off yesterday. I was gonna come down here and go live and do some stuff, child. I ain't feel like it. I had something to do yesterday morning. I came home. I took me a nap, and when I wake up from my nap, I'll go live. Baby, I woke up and I was like, That's when I went and got my crabs, and then I went over my cousin's house, child, and I was outside. We was outside. We was outside. Okay. Um. Y'all know how we've always heard about Gonica. Y'all know who Gonica is. Y'all know who Gonica is. Put a one in the chat if you know who I'm talking about when I say Gonica. And we've heard these stories. We've heard the legend of Gonica. We've heard other people speak on Gonica. But do y'all know who Gonica is? Yes. Cam said, I love me some Gonica. Well, maybe it's Goonica. Maybe it's Goonica. Okay. And maybe I'm saying Gonica, right? Goonica. Okay. Last night there was a concert. Goonica. All right, I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying Gonica. Goonica. Oh. Okay. Nice. So yesterday there was a concert. And at first, all we saw was, I'm talking about Monica, for those who don't know who Goonica is. I'm talking about Monica. That is Monica's alter ego, right? Yes, the concert was in Detroit. It sure was, ma'am. It sure was in Detroit. And you know what? I started to find out if you were there. Because Pam be at these places, child. Pam be there. Don't get it twisted. Pam be in the know, honey. Pam be in the know. And so there was a situation at Monica's concert last night where Monica stopped in the middle of her concert because she witnessed a man assaulting a woman in the crowd. And she stopped the show. I'm gonna let y'all hear. Listen. Y'all don't get that nigga up out of here. What he fucking bad? Hey, you ain't no nigga like that. Nigga, you out your fucking mind? Shut up. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Goonica. Monica said, the fuck? Monica gave that man her mic and she dropped down in that crowd. Baby. I watched that video about 3-4 times. Maybe her security ain't know what to do. Here's what I love, though. This is what I love about our people. Monica's security didn't know what she was doing. They were behind her because she jumped up off that stage. She handed that man her mic and she jumped up off that stage so fast. But here's what I love about my people. There were men that were in the front because this was one of those like festival style type concerts. So they weren't in seats. They were like just in front of the barricade. There were men right there. And baby, as soon as Monica dropped down, baby, they formed a barrier. I looked at video about 3-4 times. They formed a barrier. They was like, oh no, we got it. We got this. And they had Monica. And the reason I know they wasn't security because they had on just regular clothes. They had on white t-shirt. One guy had a towel thrown on his shoulder. I said, see, this is what I love about my people. They said, you ain't gonna get the Monica, not the day you're not. And then once her security, they got down there. But I appreciate that. I said, you better. But then footage has now, we now have footage of what happened, because I assumed maybe it was a couple that had gotten into an argument. And I was thinking, you out in public, so it couldn't have been that bad. Like maybe he shoved her, maybe he slapped her. I was like, what did this man do to get Monica that pissed off? So you're probably not gonna be able to see it that clearly, but I'm gonna let y'all see the footage. You might not be able to see it that clearly, but you see that man right there swung on that lady right there. That lady right there with the glasses on and the short hair. Her right there. Right there. You saw it? You see that? You see where that man swung on her? Listen. Monica she did release a statement. I'm going to read y'all the statement that she released. Monica says the following. I apologize there and I'm apologizing here for my actions, but no one would take action. I was so triggered. I watched and she didn't appear to even know him. It appeared to be about space during a packed concert. He punched her with all his strength. My intentions were to prevent her from being hit again, and she wasn't. I asked for help. It fell on deaf ears. It was like seeing my mother or my aunt be assaulted. This woman was 50 plus years old. I pray she's okay. Happy Sunday to everybody. So when Monica said that, basically she dropped down because she didn't see security moving fast enough to get that man out of there. Now security was there, but I feel like that footage might have been taken after it had already started, because when you're sitting there minding your business, you might have the phone focused on the stage, or you may not even have your phone out at all, right? And so the person who got that footage, I feel like they didn't get it from the beginning of the altercation. So this man, grown ass man, and she not wrong. If you can't go to the neighborhood talk, you can see a better footage. I didn't want to show it has a neighborhood talk on it, but that man swung on her like she was a man. He literally swung on her like a man. Now, I don't know what, where, or how the argument started, and I don't know what that woman said to him. That woman might have called him everything except for a child of God. I don't care. There's no justification for that man swinging on that woman like that. He swung on her like she was a grown man on the street. I don't know what that woman said to him, and I don't care. I don't care. The way that man swung on her, and then he kept coming. It wasn't like he did it once. You could see in the footage, he tried to get her a second time. And again, I don't even think that's the beginning of the skirmish. So Monica cussed that man out, put him out the concert, called him all, you heard what she said, Dash. She called him all kinds of names, child. And I was here for all of it. I was here for all of it, Monica. Here for all of it. Okay? Now that is Gunica. But Monica said, if you listen to that album, what's that song? Kick down the doors, smack your chick. Y'all know Missy told y'all that was a true story, right? Remember, Missy wrote that song. Or Missy was the producer of that song. Y'all do remember that Missy told y'all that was a true story, right? Monica even told y'all that was a true story. Monica even told y'all that really happened. That she said, yeah. So gone. What's up, Star? That's what Monica said. Monica was like, listen, listen, it used to be me. That was me. So, because baby, the way Monica jumped off that damn stage. But what was funny was when she handed that man her mic. And then she took the mic back to finish cussing that man out. Monica she wasn't back on stage when she started cussing that man out again. That means that Monica took the mic from the man to finish cussing this man out on mic. She was still in the crowd when that happened. I said, I ain't mad at you, Monica. I'm not mad at you at all. Monica said, not today, Satan, and not on my watch. Okay? That is what she said. So shouts out to Monica. I respect that. I know your security was probably mad as hell at you, but I definitely respect it. And I feel like oh boy ain't really want none of that. I feel like oh boy really ain't want none of that. I don't feel like she want none of that. He want nothing. Mm-mm. And shouts out to Monica protecting that woman. I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm here for that whole situation. I'm here for that whole situation. And shout out to the men in the crowd that protected Monica when she did jump down into the crowd. But shouts out to the man who created a barricade and was like, we got you, Mo. We got you. Shouts out to them. All right. And yes, that was the big D. That was Pam neck of the woods, child. That was the big D. I said, why it had to be Detroit? Why it gotta be Detroit? All right, y'all. Let's get to this story now. I will drop the link if y'all want to come up and speak on anything that I talked about. If you want to talk about Monica, you want to talk about Jamie Foxx, or this last story we're going to talk about. You want to come up and give your 2 cents, as long as it's done respectfully. So there was a video, and I want to be fair. We need to start at the beginning. There was a video of a trans woman who was speaking on. Hold on, let me try to. I really want to find. Hold on. I really want to find. Oh, okay. The video. Hey, Keisha, what's up, boo? I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I had it right here, but I lost it to go find Monica's video. Okay. When I think about you, I think about giving my best. Sorry, that song in my head now, child. Okay, here it is right here. So, child, Jess Hilarious, Tasha K, and T.S. Madison have been going at it. So I want to start at the beginning. I want y'all to hear. It started as a TikTok video. This trans woman is speaking on. I'm gonna let y'all hear it, and then
the audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like, hello? This is what I mean when the transphobia just comes out. The audacity and just the arrogance for cis women to believe that they own periods, that they own womanhood. You don't. Okay, you don't own periods. You don't own womanhood. You experience both, and both are different for every person. But as a cis woman, it doesn't belong to you, so you can't gatekeep it. Like,
all right. Hello? So now I'm gonna let y'all hear what Jess Hilarious responded to this woman's statement. Jess Hilarious responded to this woman's statement. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what Jess Hilarious had to say.
Us. Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass. Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that. Like, hello? For us.
So here's the problem. And this is only the first part. I'm going to give y'all the Tasha K, the T.S. Madison, but we got to do this in shifts. We got to do this in shifts. As for the trans woman who spoke to periods and womanhood, ma'am, we do own it. Possession is what, 9/10 of the law, they said? We possess it. It's ours. Listen, I have no issues with trans women, the trans community. However, there are things that I have the ability to do, whether I choose to do them or not. I may never have a child, but my body is equipped to do that, to carry a child, barring any, acts of nature type situation. I do have a menstrual cycle monthly. Well, not anymore, but. So the first statement, in my opinion, Really B's opinion, was a statement that I don't agree with. Do I think that that is representative of how all trans women feel? No. No. Just like Candace Owens giving her opinion on shit don't have nothing to do with me, because it is not indicative of anything I agree with or disagree with. So she don't speak for me. You understand what I'm saying? So from that aspect, I don't feel like she speaks for me. Now, Jess Hilarious, that's who that second person was, the comedian Jess Hilarious, who has said homophobic, transphobic, racist, y'all say racial things. Remember, she had a whole issue with Islamic Sikh. I hope I said that correctly. Getting on a plane because she thought he was a terrorist, and she made a big deal about it and wanted him put off the plane because she said he was a terrorist. Y'all remember that? Because the man was a Sikh, and he had the traditional garb on. She has made other harmful, in my opinion, comments in the past. So do I think that, like, just hilarious, this statement, like when she said about you've been diagnosed with a mental illness, ma'am, can we please step into 2023? Yes, at one point in time, homosexuality was considered a mental illness. It was in the DSVM, all kinds of stuff. That doesn't mean it's true. Yes, trans men, trans women, trans people at one point in time were considered to have mental illness. But for you to have that argument and to use that argument in 2023 shows your ignorance. The fact that you would even include that, because again, I agree with some of what she was saying, but I can't go along with everything she said out of her mouth, because she made some very damaging statements. She made some very derogatory statements, right? I'm not going to support that. I can't support that. Right? Right. Body dysmorphia is a thing. It doesn't mean it's a mental illness. Correct. Okay, so that's the first part of this. In walks T.S. Madison. Now, T.S. Madison posted this on her Instagram. T.S. Madison says, there are so many real, she put in quotation marks, real women that get mistaken for being transgender women, and that's where a lot of the anger comes from. I do hope they take a good look at how transphobia affects all women. Now, Jess Hilarious herself has said that she has been mistaken for a trans woman. She said that. T.S. Madison didn't make that up. Jess Hilarious actually said it before, that she was approached with a proposition because the man thought she was trans and wanted her to penetrate him. Okay? So T.S. Madison did say that this was about Jess Hilarious. She did. She said, yeah, this about her. She said in the comments, somebody said she's definitely shading Jess, and Tasha, and not Tasha. T.S. Madison said it's never shade when it's direct. Okay, so she is talking about Jess hilarious. So then Sydney Star jumped in. Now y'all know I don't really do Sydney Star like that because Sydney Star does things that I don't agree with as far as like outing people that she slept with, that kind of stuff. I don't like that. I don't think that's appropriate. I don't like her doing that. Okay, so I don't go along with everything with the Sydney Star piece of this either. Okay, the Sydney Star says this. I'm on both sides with this, honestly. Everyone used to think Sierra was a transgender woman, but some of us can be delusional. I'm one of them, and I keep it real. Let's talk a lot. And then she added, just hilarious. Cindy, you could have just kept all that. Nobody cares. I'm only reading this because I'm trying to give y'all, hey, Thais, I'm trying to give y'all the full story. I'm just trying to give y'all the full picture here, okay? Because I am going to drop my link and we can have a conversation respectfully about all of it. Now, I'm not transgender, so my point of view is just coming from my point of view, okay? So again, Sydney could have kept that. Okay. But I'm trying to give y'all the whole story. I'm trying to give y'all the whole breakdown. So then, child, it got a little spicy. Okay. Then it got a little spicy. Just hilarious started dropping emojis on her Instagram, talking about I'm every woman, and this other picture that I can't really talk about because it's a very sexual in nature type situation. Okay. So then T.S. Madison came through. Was T.S. next to talk or was it? Oh, she dropped some more on her Instagram coming for T.S. Madison, addressing what T.S. Madison had to say. Well, then T.S. Madison said this. I'm going to read y'all the full statement. I have stood up for and fought tooth and nail for Black women. I have put a lot of Black women on, used my platform to uplift Black women, as well as let it be known that I am not female, but I'm a Black trans woman. So I'm addressing this as such. Let me put an @ on it. So then Jess Hilarious, so then she said, @Jess Hilarious. I have never disrespected you nor came at you publicly. When you said sideways shit I didn't like, I inboxed you. Your mouth don't put no fear in my heart because you're not the only bitch that can put a read on the floor. So if it's up, then it's up. But as a grown individual, I don't want to go that route unless it's not going to solve, because it's not going to solve nothing. Sorry. But we can. I'm all day with it. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Now, I posted what I said because of what came out of your own experiences. Because she did say that. Okay. Every time transgender women and real women unite on some good shit, you nor the blogs ever post or talk about it. The moment one individual offends you, y'all automatically group us all in the mix. I clearly know that only females have periods and uteruses and have never stood on the side of the majority. But what you're not gonna do is make it seem like you gonna press down on me and call me phony. So Just Hilarious keeps dropping emojis on her on her Instagram, calling TS fake and all this other stuff, right? Child, well, in walks Tasha K. In walks Tasha K. Let me tell y'all what Tasha K had to say. And Tasha K actually did a whole video, which I am not gonna play. But she did actually do a whole video addressing it. But let me Oh damn, did she take it down? I should have screenshotted it. Damn it. Hold on, y'all. Because Tasha K don't never take stuff down. Damn. She take it down. She took it down. Damn. I should have screenshotted it. Damn, I should have screenshotted it. That's my fault. That's my fault. I should have screenshotted it. But hold on. I'm going to have to paraphrase. I really hate paraphrasing because I don't like putting words in people's mouth. But if she took it down, child, ain't nothing I can say because she took it down. But I'm going to tell y'all what she said. And the reason why I need to tell y'all what she said is because T.S. Madison's going to respond to her. T.S. Madison's going to respond to her. So what she said was, I'm paraphrasing because she took the damn, I should have screenshotted it. I sent it to Ebby, but it's gone. So it's not there. So I'm paraphrasing what she said. To paraphrase Tasha K, she told T.S. Madison that basically she said, T.S. Madison, you look just like your big back fat mammy. And she went on to talk about T.S. Madison, how she looked like her mama and how fat both of them are and how bad body built they both are and how her mama got a big back and how her mama need to stop lying to her because both of them are probably diabetic and how she need to go deal with her diabetic mama and stay the hell out of, other people's business. That is a paraphrase, but she called that woman fat and she called her mama fat. I specifically remember her saying big body and the diabetes. That part is a quote. That part is a quote. She said her mama was big back and that TS looked just like her mama and that she fat like her mama and how they need to go on somewhere and she need to worry about her diabetic mama. I know that's what she said. Now, again, I'm paraphrasing. That is not a quote, and I'm mad that I did not screenshot it because it is now gone. But I wouldn't lie to y'all. Ebby is my witness because I sent the screenshot to Ebby. I just should have took the damn screenshot instead of, I saw it on Instagram and I forwarded it to Ebby. But Ebby, if you still here, Ebby is my witness because I sent it to her because I said, oh, this ain't going to end well. That is exactly what I said to Ebby. I said, oh, this ain't going to end well. Because let me tell y'all something. T.S. Madison has been doing a really good job these last couple of years because she has been booked and busy. And she has been doing a really good job of not coming down here and cussing y'all out every time y'all say something to piss her off. I mean, she's had, like, she done cussed out Michelle A.T. Elliott a few times. But for the most part, she really ain't been coming down here bothering y'all, okay? She let y'all be disrespectful and rude in her inbox, and she been paying it. She ain't even been saying nothing. She been just keeping it real positive and stacking her checks, okay? But let me tell y'all something. T.S. don't play about Miss Mary. T.S. Madison don't play about Miss Mary. Now, you probably would have got away with talking about her, Tasha. You probably would have got away with talking about T.S. But she don't play about her mama. Now, T.S. right now is over in Europe on vacation. But let me tell y'all what Tasha K said. So Tasha K, she must have realized that maybe she shouldn't have said that. So she posted this now. This is still up on her channel. She took down the comments she made about T.S. Madison, but she still got this. I'm surprised the blogs didn't pick it up. Damn, I'm mad. So then she wrote this. Correction. Real women, this is Tasha K. Real women get mistaken for being men, not trans women. I'm going to just read it, y'all. I'm going to just read it. Correction. Real women get mistaken for being men, not trans women, because we are labeled aggressive or masculine, etc. I'm not exempt, and I'm also a part of the problem that further pushes this underlying hate. Let's leave trans women out of this and deal with the root problem. Black women have always been exempt from feminism and demonized because of our God-given strength that most of our men don't even have. But we simply submit just to be accepted, when in fact, God made Black women the only race of women to be able to carry 2 babies. One in the belly and one on the back, while cooking, cleaning, working, and riding dick. All at the same time. That's why most want to be us while adding what they call a sprinkle of feminine powder to spruce it up and sell it back to us. We invented feminism. My apologies to hashtag Jess Hilarious and others. This is my stance going forward. Everything ain't funny. And then she wrote underneath that, we don't hate trans women. We hate that y'all negate our importance. We are and will always be your blueprint, your beginning, middle, and end. The same message goes for the Kardashians as well. So now you're putting the Kardashians and trans women in the same. Don't steal our invention and sell it back to us. And when we refuse to buy because we own it already, you call it hate. Abby. Abby is my witness. Abby, you can confirm that message I sent you earlier where Tasha K was talking about T.S. Madison. Can you confirm that so they know I ain't lying? I ain't make that part up. It's gone. Tasha K done took it down and I didn't take a screenshot. Damn, I'm mad at myself. I should have took a screenshot. Oh, I'm so mad I didn't take a screenshot of that. Mad at myself. I should have known she would have took that down. I should have known she'd have took that down. Oh well, it's over with. I can do it now. Yeah, Sydney, she don't ever know when to say this. Why she owes Cardi that money? Oh, she don't ever know what to say. That is why she owes Cardi that money. Child. Yeah, Abby. If you took a screenshot and sent it to somebody else, please let me know. You believe me? Thank you. Y'all know I wouldn't lie to y'all about that. Y'all know I wouldn't lie to y'all about that, child. It's too much to lie about, child. I ain't got the time. Listen, I ain't got the energy to lie about something like that, child. Ain't got the energy. Okay. So I ain't even done yet, child. We ain't even done. So that's what Tasha K said in her response. So we almost done, child, but we ain't quite done, child. We almost at the end of this situation because now we got Jess Hilarious, Tasha K, T.S. Madison, and whoever this chick is that started it over to the TikTok, child. I'm really interested if trans men act like this. I doubt it. Why? Because they were socialized as girls, women, because they know men are violent. This discussion wouldn't look like this. Oh, hey, Jay Parrish, what's up? So, like I said, Tasha K did a whole video. So if you want more clarity on how Tasha K feels, she did do an Instagram live. It's still up there as of right now. But the last thing I saw on this, as of at a glance right now, T.S. Madison posted, I'm in Europe right now, but I'll be home soon. In other words, I really ain't got time to argue with you hoes right now, but when I get home, I got some things to say. Now, I don't know when TS gonna be home because TS went on a cruise. She been going live and stuff down to she been in Spain. She was in Ibiza the other night, honey, living her best life. She was at the Leaning Tower Pisa. So it's a 7-day cruise, so she probably on her way home soon. You know, she's not gonna take some other detours and go some other places, but she probably be home soon. I feel like probably in the next 48 hours she probably be home. So I'll definitely be ready to hear what she has to say. Maddie is on her cruise. She is living her best life, and I'm here for all of it. So baby, that's what it is, okay? Now I'm gonna drop this link for a few minutes, and if y'all want to come up and add y'all 2 cents to any of this that we was talking about, I'm gonna let y'all do that. That means it's up and it's stuck when she get back in the rental car. Right. Maddie gonna probably go live, like you said. She gonna probably go live. Whoever picking her up from the airport, whoever she in the car with, the Uber driver, whoever. Because like I said, it was uncalled for you to come after Miss Mary. Now you probably would have got away with saying some stuff Because and the thing is, you know, TS and Tasha have a working relationship. They're not friends. I'm pretty certain they're not friends, but they have a working relationship because she was actually on the Queen's Supreme Court, right? She has invited you into her home. You have actually been in her home before. Nikki, I'm letting you up, boo.
Hey, what's going on, Really B?
Hey, Nikki, how you doing, my love?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to comment on the whole trans conversation. Um, I feel like some conversations just don't deserve energy. So if a trans woman wants to say, that we're gatekeeping periods and all of that, you know what? A period is a pain in the ass anyway. So y'all want to take it, but you can't. So why are we arguing about it? If that's what they feel to make them comfortable, that's nature, that's genetic. It's no point of engaging in that conversation because you're not going to get anywhere with it. So just let them live in their truth. If they're not harming anyone, who cares? But that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to drop down so you can let some more people up.
Thank you, my love. Thank you for coming up. Somebody told
Love
me
you, girl. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Thank you. Hey, Xavier.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, my love? I know you have an opinion, baby. I know you got something to say.
Yes, I think a lot of people are misconstruing the original poster's words. Now, I did a deep dive on the TikToker, It's Blessing Rose, and she had a whole playlist about the trans women periods. And I will say she is far gone on a lot of shit. She is. That's just the facts. But what she in the video that went viral, I think a lot of people were thinking that she was speaking on that cisgendered women or natural born women, whatever you prefer to be called, are gatekeeping from trans women periods. And that wasn't her point. She's saying that they were gatekeeping periods from trans men and intersex people and non-binary folk who also experience periods but do not identify or subscribe to the idea of womanhood. And I think that people are making it a trans woman versus natural born woman conversation when it's really more of a women have been having periods forever, but as society has gone on and in societies prior to ours, trans men have existed and they have also experienced periods. So I think that people are misconstruing it and they're turning, and Jess's comment and video to it didn't help with the confusion.
Right. So let me say this. First of all, thank you, Elizabeth. Is that an Instagram page or is that a Twitter? Because I tried to find it on Instagram and I don't see it. So let me know if that's Twitter or Instagram because I really, really want to find it. Thank you so much. Elizabeth Hill found Tasha K's tweet. A blog did pick it up. I just got to find the blog. So here's what I'm going to say to that, Xavier. I understand that and I understand your point. But here's where I think people get I don't want to use the word confused, but here's where I think things get lost, right? There is gender and there is sexuality and there is identity. You can identify as non-binary. You can identify as transgender, but your gender is what you are born as. So when it comes to gender, women, females, natural women, let me finish. Natural born women are the gatekeepers to these things. Yes, non-binary people can experience it. That's not gender, that's identity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see what you said, women. That's the other part, which I think a lot of people are using. Then if you're talking about your sex, then the appropriate term would be either female or male.
Okay, fine. Female.
But those aren't synonymous with men and women. That's why I think people are people
So
are.
then, okay, so school me then. So school me because this is maybe my ignorance and I want to learn. Hey, right to be told, I ain't seen you in forever, girl. How you doing? And this might be my ignorance. So school me. So what's the problem with saying woman? Then
There's no
why
problem saying women, but if you're,
so then,
but what if we're going to be talking about sex and periods and biological functions, which are science based, then we would be speaking on should be using a scientific term such as female, because women and men are sociological terms that we have come up as a society to categorize ourselves.
but aren't they synonymous with man and woman?
No, they're not, because you can have a male gender but be a woman, which are trans women. You can have a female gender, a vagina, and you can be a man, trans men.
I'm confused. Maybe that's just beyond my level of comprehension. Okay. So what you're saying is her using the term woman is what's the problem? The fact that she said woman and the fact that it was woman and not female?
Who had the problem?
No, I'm saying the original statement, she was saying that women don't dot dot dot, women don't dot dot dot, women don't dot dot dot. So if
Yeah.
she had said females, then
No, what she said, what It's Blessing Rose said in the video that went viral that we all saw, was that cisgendered women do not own periods or womanhood. Now, I disagree with her about the womanhood part a little bit, because womanhood, I think, across culture on a global scale is different for everyone. So I feel like that's more of that, but I don't believe that's what she was saying. But I could agree with her as far as that. But the period part is she's saying that cis women don't own periods. That's true, because trans men
it's
have.
not true.
But
It's not.
But you can't own a biological function that people have.
If I'm the only person that can do it,
but you're not. Trans men can do it.
No. You said cis women, which is a term that I don't like. But what cis women means is that wait a minute. A cis woman is a natural born woman. That is what y'all tell us all the time.
That's what it is.
All it means. So then, as a cis woman, I do own it because I'm the only person that can do it. I'm a cis woman, I'm natural born. Doesn't matter what I identify as. I can identify as a lesbian. I can identify as non-binary, but I am cisgendered, right? I'm a natural born woman.
Yes.
Right? So then I own it. I'm the only one that can do it.
You can do it, but trans men can do it, and they are not
but
women.
But trans men might be trans men, but they're still cisgendered. They are born. By definition, they are cisgendered. They are born.
No. Cisgender is.
Oh God, I'm confused.
I'm sorry. I know. It's cisgender means you are born with a sex and you identify with that sex. So you're a woman, so you're cisgender because you have a vagina and you identify with your vagina, so that makes you a woman.
What?
Okay. So I am a cis man, because I am a man who was born a man and I continually identify as a man.
So then the definition of cisgendered is not that you're a natural born woman. That's not what the definition of cisgendered is then. No. At least not the way you're using it, but that's not what I was always told. I was always told that cis is a Latin term. It is a medical term. It is a Latin term, and it means that you are born. I'm just telling you what I was told, that you are born a woman. That's what I was told. So you're saying that's not what cisgender means.
Of it, because it's a simplification, because a lot of women who are naturally born don't like the term cis.
I don't like the term cis. I don't.
And we understand that. So that's why we just simplify to, it just means you're a natural born woman. So we try to make it synonymous, but it's really a difference.
Okay, so Nikki B says that cisgender simply means you identify with the gender you were assigned at birth. But see, that's not the way it was always explained to me. But when you say that's the definition, then okay. But that's not the way it was explained to me. But child, listen. I think, and this is, and I don't mean, I'm not saying this to lessen anybody's journey. Okay, I'm not. But here's what I can't do. That's a lot. I think everybody understands the point. And the point is, as a natural born female, there are things that only you can do. Just like a natural born man. There are things that only a natural born man can do. I can't do them. And that's it. So do they own it? They own it. It's theirs. Uh, and I don't think that makes people transphobic that feel like that. I know I'm not transphobic, and I don't think that makes me trans. And I know you're not saying that, Xavier. I'm talking about the original statement going all the way back to the first video. I know you're not saying that, but I just think that's for them to make the leap and be like, oh, well, you're transphobic if you feel like that. No, you're not.
I don't think it's transphobic because the way It's Blessing Rose explained it in her video was without a lot of nuance, without a lot of technicalities, and and she was speaking as if she was trying to speak in defense of trans women, but in reality, her statement wouldn't be incorrect if she was speaking about trans men. Because trans men can give birth, trans men can have periods, trans men do go through the whole PMS situation.
Because they're naturally born women.
But they're naturally born female.
Okay, God, whatever.
Yes. Okay, can I step in real quick before Really B jump out of her seat?
No,
okay, Xavier.
I'm just trying to understand. I'm so
confused. I know, and I'm trying right with you. I was supposed to be gone, but I'm listening to Xavier, and I wanted to, sometimes when you put stuff in the comment, it's lost in translation, and I don't want to be offensive, but I do want to ask a question, if it's all right. It's not going to be nothing wild, I promise. Okay, so I understand, Xavier, what you mean about the trans man can, give birth and everything. I think what's happening in this society is that we are doing our absolute best to separate ourselves from other people. If you are a woman and you transition to a man or vice versa, there are still only two genders on earth. That's male and female. And I think that all of the overcomplication of it is very confusing. And instead of people understanding when it was, and please no one take this disrespectfully, but when it was, just LGBTQ plus, everybody knew everybody was aware. It wasn't much confusion. People didn't understand it nor tolerate it. But as far as what, how to identify someone, it wasn't as much confusion. And all of the cisgender, I'm a woman. I was born a woman. I identify as a woman. Please no one call me cisgender. I'm a woman. And we don't need to complicate it. I'm not trying to add a bunch of fancy titles to my job description. I'm a woman. The cis in front of it, that's unnecessary. It just causes more chaos and confusion. And then when someone misidentifies someone, that's when the offense, that's when the outrage comes in. And it's like, let's keep things simple so where everyone can understand and relate so that we don't have these miscommunications and misunderstandings. But only a biological one. Let me put it this way. If you were born with a coin purse and you menstruate every month, you can have a child. It doesn't matter if you have a goatee on your face, because I know lots of women. I just finished trimming a little bit myself. I had to go get the tweezers. So it doesn't matter if you wear baggy clothes. It doesn't matter if you have a coin slot down there, then you were born a woman. Therefore, you have menstruation. You can give birth, God willing. And it's that simple, in my opinion, respectfully.
And I understand that. I respect,
and thank you, Xavier, because I understand what you're explaining. Let's be clear. My pushback isn't against you because I understand what you're saying. My pushback is the whole situation. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
Because a lot of
And
people are not using the correct terms. The people that we're talking about, It's Blessing Rose and Jess Hilarious, are not using the correct terms or the correct terminologies while they're arguing with each other, and that's what's making the argument worse.
child, well, that's what they got going on, child.
Really, be say this conversation is above me. I can't do with it.
Because I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole, but I don't understand. First of all, let's be clear. If y'all want the periods, y'all can have them. If I could give them to you, I would.
I would give you every single one.
Okay.
Nobody wants the periods.
No, somebody want it. Y'all can have it.
No. Somebody, they want it. They can have it. But my thing is, I don't understand why it's even a freaking conversation. I just don't understand why it's even a conversation.
Can I explain why it's a conversation?
Agreed.
Well, please explain it to me, Xavier, why it's a conversation.
Lots of times, trans men and non-binary folk feel uncomfortable or feel unsafe in the conversation about tampon use or pad use. I really don't know what you guys use, but whatever you guys use to help with your periods and your cycles. But so I think that's what It's Blessings Rose was trying to come from, where she's talking about how cis women aren't the only ones who have this, and there's a whole demographic in the world who are experiencing this, and nobody is talking about it. Nobody's trying to help alleviate them. Nobody's trying to help them understand it. I don't think it's that trans women want periods, but they want trans men to feel comfortable expressing that they get periods too. And for women, naturally born women, to say, oh, we're the only ones that get this, we own this, we gatekeep it. It's sort of saying, like, it's sort of the same thing that white women have done to black women all this time in regards to womanhood.
Pause.
Yes. No.
Pause.
No.
I don't want them to beat you up, Xavier. Pause.
No. We're not doing that. Listen, let me say this, and I feel like this is the crossroad that we're at. And well, at least I know it's a crossroad where I am, and I don't want to belabor it. And I appreciate Xavier again, and everybody in the chat is being respectful, so I thank you. And we're not beating up on Xavier. He is the messenger, so we don't want to beat him up. But here's what I'm saying, and here's the crossroad where I'm at. And this is where we're probably just not going to move past. I hear you. There are non-binary people who have to deal with periods and pregnancy and those types of things. There are trans men who have to deal with da-da-da-da-da. But for me, I guess it all goes back to the biology of it. You are identifying as. That doesn't change what you were born. You were born a woman, so you deal with womanly issues.
Right.
So I'm not sure when you say they feel uncomfortable, what is it that they feel uncomfortable about?
They feel uncomfortable in regards to the fact that if you, which is why I made the whole white and black comparison, because if you say this is the criteria to be a woman, right? You have to do this, this, and this. And one of the core points of being a woman is that you have to menstruate or have periods or whatever you could call it.
Who set that criteria, though? I know who set it for me. It was my Heavenly Father up above. I didn't have a choice in the matter. If I was going to, I don't think that you can gatekeep something. Some things are just a fact. Just to say it, if we're going to equate it to something racial, Black women we Black people, we don't age the way that other races do. We don't tend to smell a certain way if we're out in nature, let's say. It is a lot of lice. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but I don't know, and I know Black people have had lice. I just, in my almost 40 years, have never met one. So there are certain things that just go with it. We are tropical people. We don't like all that cold weather. We don't walk out in Ugg boots, shorts, and a scarf, and that's it for the day. There are just certain differences between us. And I feel like,
but those don't negate us as human beings.
it doesn't negate anyone, but I'm not sure exactly like what support is needed. The only person that I discussed my cycle with was my mother. Other than that, the most I would ask is a friend, hey, do you have a tampon on you? But I'm not sure what support is needed. You go and you get your sanitation together and you go on about your business. It doesn't matter what you identify as. I mean, what do we need? A support group for menstruation?
Can I tap in?
Go ahead, Jane.
I'm really annoyed. Look, I am an ally, but one thing that really grinds my gears is that we're having two separate conversations. We're having a conversation about biology, and we're trying to conflate it with sociological identification. Now, if you want to identify as a chocolate chip cookie, I do not care. But if you get hurt in an ambulance and they have to administer drugs, and we have to, and someone has to administer those drugs based on your gender, you're going to have to say what you were born as,
which is male or female, not male or woman, but male or female.
But the thing
is, nobody's
that,
making that distinction. But okay, go ahead, Jade. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now you're getting into a conversation about how we use terms. And what annoys me is that a select minority group, a very small percentage of the population, wants to tell me or other people how to identify themselves to make them more comfortable. This is no different than when they wanted to take the female symbol off of sanitary products without consulting the collective because the minority was offended, even though they have come out with products specifically marketed to that minority. So what I would say is this: if you have discomfort with being identified sociologically as a woman, that is fine. You are clear to establish among the people who interact with you how you wish to be addressed. But you do not get to tell me the same. So whether I call myself female, whether I call myself woman, whether I call myself cisgender, or whether I call myself a chick, a broad, a dame, or whatever, you have no right to tell me what I can be addressed as. You have no right to tell me how I am gatekeeping an experience because you choose not to identify as the collective. If you want to sit in a corner with your friends and have this discussion, or in the group chat, that's fine. But you do not get to come into the public square and shame me for my lifelong identity. That is crazy.
But nobody was shaming them for their identity. Nobody was shaming. Nobody was
saying. There is, if you tell me that women are gatekeeping periods because of your identification, right? Because
but that's not telling you what you are. That has to do with
determined. If a person has determined that they are male or they are not non-binary, that is fine. the collective of people who have periods say we are women. Now, if you
Oh,
Uh-oh,
uh-oh.
where'd she go?
I think we lost Jane. Elizabeth, if you're still here, I didn't get your answer. Is that Instagram or Twitter that you were saying? I think it was over at TV. I don't know if that's a Instagram or Twitter. Let me check Twitter. Jane will be back. She must her because she's still up here. So her will be. All I'm gonna
May
say is
I
this.
ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Would we, Xavier, this is directed towards you, sweetie. Would you think it would be fair if women began to say that men were keeping sperm? Like I don't have the ability to get someone pregnant. I'll never have that thrill, let's say. Does that doesn't that seem like I'm trying to, instead of having my own lane, I'm trying to take from someone else, which is
No,
what
no,
white
it wouldn't
people
be.
have always done to black people?
No, it wouldn't be, because there are women, i.e., trans women, who have and can impregnate somebody.
Trans
I
women
said
cannot
me,
impregnate. You
but
mean oh
I as a cisgender
it's
woman,
on
I
YouTube.
can't impregnate someone. And I feel like that's not fair. And everyone with sperm, you all are gatekeeping, and I don't appreciate it. Do you see how kind of insane that sounds?
It
It's
sounds
like,
insane
can
because
you all not have
you are
anything? Can you all at
biologically
least have
different.
your sperm in peace?
But no, but
Can
if
we have our cycles in peace?
but I think that it would be it's insane because you're biologically different. But trans men are not biologically different.
What? I'm
Trans men aren't
I'm not
biologically different.
listening. I'm sorry. I was
No,
going
really, be. I see. You're right. Trans men are not biologically different. They are aesthetically different.
She's back.
But yes, we all have the same
So
plumbing
it'll be
in
different.
that sense. But at the base of it, let's just go back, really be you a teacher. Let's just go back to base words. Trans woman is the base word. Woman. Just like trans man is the base word. So we can add something in front of it or put something behind it. But the root of what we're talking about is, if you're saying a trans woman can menstruate,
But
I'm
nobody's
sorry,
saying
a
that. No,
trans man can menstruate. Well, it's a woman.
Well, let's try this. I think that the more appropriate term would say masculine and feminine, because those words are not commonly used in everyday conversation. So if you have an alternative identity, you should use those words. I mean,
I
if
don't
anyone
think that would be
often,
accurate.
no, I'm giving my opinion. If anyone is trying to co-opt something, right, then it would be the other. Because if, as Nikki was pointing out, the root of trans woman is woman, right?
Yes.
So when you get to masculine identifying people and you get to non-binary identifying people who still may have the biological functions of menstruation, I'm not understanding their problem with the realities of dealing with those biological functions in the world we exist in. You want 99% of women to say, you need to change everything you do because we don't
Nobody's asking you
identify.
to change, though. Nobody's asking you to change anything about what you do. Nobody's asking you to change anything about how you identify or how you live or how you handle your
How
situation.
do you
They
feel?
want to be included. Trans men and non-binary folk want to be included
How do you?
without having to be included under
I'm
the
not going.
guise of being women.
I'm not going to discuss my periods with a man.
Oh, is that what y'all, Xavier, is that
Yeah,
what y'all mean when
you
you say
want
included?
you want to be
Yes, they
included.
want to be included, but they don't want to be included under the guise of saying that. Sorry.
No, finish your thought. I just gotta tap in.
Because a lot of, okay, so this is what a lot of people, the topic came from. It's Blessing Rose, and she was responding to the fact that a lot of women use periods and childbirth and other stuff like that as identification markers as what it means to be a woman.
It is.
Okay, but if trans man can do all of those things, you are undermining his male identity, his man identity, his identification as a man.
How?
By saying that.
How?
Because he can do all those things, but he's not a woman. So
okay.
that can't be it cannot be it's like the circle, what's the circle with the two sides that interconnect?
You mean the yin and yang?
No, the circle. You know, when like this is the same. There's the differences, and these are the things that are in the same.
Oh, like the overlapping circle.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
No, there's an intersex symbol that's similar to what you're describing.
No, not that. I forget what it's called.
It'll come to you. It's gonna come to you.
Right, but my thing is that if you feel personally excluded from the conversation of biology because you identify as a masculine presenting person,
Venn diagram.
Venn diagram. If you feel isolated because of that, you need to gather with other people who identify as masculine, who also menstruate. That's not our problem. Look, it's just like if you want to go to Planned Parenthood and you want to see a gynecologist at Planned Parenthood, and you were biologically born a woman, no one's saying you can't come to Planned Parenthood.
But they are. There are laws that are saying that. There are laws that are passing day after day that are saying these are the criteria for what you as a person need to get these types of surgeries, and for what is it called? Reproductive access. And if you are not one of those things, you can't get it.
I understand that, but women, we have our own battle to fight. The law was just passed that we can't abort if we want to. So I understand what you're saying. I just feel like it's not worth.
If you couldn't abort, but a trans man, if he got pregnant, he could go and get an abortion. Wouldn't that be unfair?
Well, but
I never put thought into it because I have to worry about my own reproductive system, to be quite honest.
Okay, I think that's where we should all be at, worrying about our own reproductive systems.
But
the truth is that we have people in this country who make laws for us, who worry about our reproductive systems, and they make laws about it, and there are companies who push products who service people with certain
those are two different conversations,
right?
No, because what marketing does and what a doctor does are two different things. Now, if you're talking about reproductive access, you're not talking about the label on packages. Those are two different things. Reproductive access, let me finish, please. Reproductive access is always a challenge for anyone who does things to biologically alter their biology. It just is a fact. So you need to see a specialist. Even as a woman, if I have certain type of medical conditions as a woman, a gynecologist at Planned Parenthood will say, you need a referral to go see an aunt because I'm not qualified to treat this. So it is not reasonable for you to say, we need to dedicate additional resources to specialty treatment, which denies the group that was originally the services were originally created to service a particular segment of the population. If you need specialty services, it is not fair to limit the services the original group can get, because you're going to have to devote resources to a group that is a specialty group. You cannot ask an organization that has served for many years a general population, right, which is 50% of the overall population. You cannot ask them to make accommodation for this 1%. That's why we have specialties.
But
So
nobody's
now we're
asking that.
asking women to advocate
Okay.
for other groups that don't affect them.
Okay.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Go ahead.
No. You're fine, because I don't want Xavier to get beat up on because he's the only one that clicked the link that is trying to give a different perspective. So I don't want him to get beat up on. He's the messenger. But I do want to say a couple of things, and then I'm gonna let everybody have their final word, and I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna drop the link one more time because I'm getting ready to wrap it up. You know, Housewives is coming on at 8 o'clock, and if y'all want me to come back and talk about the Housewives live, then we got to get to it. But I want to say this: two things I want to say, and then I'm gonna let you guys give y'all final words. Number one, so what you're saying now, not now, but what you're saying, Xavier, is non-binary and trans women want to
Trans
be
men.
included.
Trans men.
Trans men. I'm sorry. Thank you. Want to be included in the conversation because there are laws that are written that excludes them. Is that what you're saying? That
Well,
if a
that's
trans
just an
man,
example of one thing. They just want to be included in the conversation.
but that's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the conversation. I'm not being funny, but as women, see, this might be people not understanding what it
That's why I
means to
said this.
be
It's
women.
touching you.
And this might come off sounding very insensitive, but I don't know how else to say it. This might be where people misunderstand what women do. Because no women, we don't have conversations. Like we don't sit around talking about these things. So when you say included in the conversation, I don't understand what conversation they feel like they are
That's
being excluded from.
that's why I
If
said
you
that
tell
it's
me that there are laws that exist where a trans man can't get health care if he gets pregnant, or a trans man can't, because there's no store in America where a trans man can't buy a tampon or buy a pad, because men buy those things all the time. You don't have to show ID to buy a tampon. So that doesn't exist. But if there are laws in place, then that's a different conversation, and that's a political issue, and I understand it. But to say that they want to be included in the conversation, what conversation? We're not having any conversations.
I just want to say, when I first came up here, I did say that It's Blessing Rose was nuts. She was talking about a very, very niche issue. It's not like this universal thing, but because it's all of this is very hypothetical. It's all very hypothetical about this conversation. This conversation is a hypothetical. It didn't happen. It's never going to happen because nobody cares. But I feel like the response that she got, that It's Blessing Rose got from Just Hilarious and other women, exposed a lot of undercurrent transphobia. And then that just further polarized everyone.
Okay. The last thing I want to say before I give everybody their final word, I did drop the link, so nobody came up, so we get ready to wrap it up. But the last thing I want to say is this. I went to the Google machine and I Googled woman. Every single definition says female. So according to the Google machine, female and woman are synonymous. That it's synonymous. It says here an adult female human being, a female member of a workforce or team, a female person associated with particular place, activity, or occupation, female adults in general, female person who was paid, female. All these definitions say female. So it is a synonymous word. People don't get to change the definition because they don't want it to be that way. Female and woman, same thing. So when I say I'm a natural born woman, it's the same thing. They don't People don't get to change it so they can change their narrative. Words mean things. And that's what the Google, and I'm not fussing at you, Xavier. I'm talking about the people that mindset. So we like, and I think this is where people get people get caught up in being tripped up into trying to make it seem like I'm saying something that I'm not saying, or that I'm being transphobic or something. I'm not. A woman is a woman is a woman is a female is a woman is a woman is a female. The dictionary says it. So who changed the definition? I'm gonna let y'all have the final word. I just had to say that. Xavier, do you want the first word or the final word? Since
I
you're
have
the
the
only.
final word.
Okay, Nikki, Jane, and then Xavier.
Okay. I'll say that I feel that, I understand that everyone has the right to feel safe and seek out any medical treatment that they need and identify however they feel. My only thing is that it feels like women, in particularly Black women, but women overall have it. We're just always getting something else taken away from us. We can't ever just have, and all of this, rest in your femininity. I don't know how much more feminine a menstruation can get, and we can't even have that without being labeled transphobic. So I think the same way people don't like people to drop the Black card all the time, you can't just drop the transphobic card, because everyone is still trying to understand. We've come far, but we have a long way to go. So I think everybody just needs to show a little bit of patience and still live in reality.
Thank you, Jane.
I think we're conflating issues. There's biology and there's social construct. Now, socially, um, I do not appreciate being called transphobic because of my biology, because of how I identify, because of how I choose to use words. As Really B said, words mean things. I do not think it is reasonable. I'm not even talking about fairness. I don't think it's reasonable for someone to want to live as a masculine presenting person and then turn around and want the rights of being a woman or a female presenting person. They the the two don't coalesce. Once you make the decision to become masculine or non-binary, you do so with the reality that you are in a minority select group, that in many ways your identity is a choice based upon an amalgam of things that made you this way, whether you feel it's a natural for you or whether it has come about via circumstance. I can't i can't make those determinations for you. That is something that you should work out in your group. I do not like the fact that biological women are being forced to accept, or in a way accept groups in a way that feels like you're co-opting. Most of the time the conversation sounds like, I want what I want whenever I want it, how I want it, and if you don't like it, then you're transphobic. I don't hate trans people. I feel that you should be safe and free to live your life in any way that you see fit, as long as you do not harm anyone else. But you are harming women when you try to infringe upon hard fought for spaces. We didn't always have access to reproductive rights. No, we went out and fought for this. And now you want to piggyback off of what we have done to gain these rights? No. Unfortunately, the way the world works, you're going to have to fight for your own space. You can't come into ours. You don't like it? Tough titty.
Oh,
And with that, I'll give the floor to Xavier.
Okay, before I give Xavier the final word, I just want to acknowledge Mr. Willie Brown, you guys. Now, y'all know that Mr. Willie Brown is a big supporter on this channel. He is always here to say hello and hi. He has gifted many memberships to people on this channel. His birthday is coming up, and I want everybody to flood the chat. It's 200 people in here. Even if you don't know Mr. Willie Brown, I want everybody to say happy birthday to Mr. Willie Brown in case we do not see him between now and Wednesday. And I appreciate all your support. I appreciate that all the things you've done for the channel. And if you want to drop your Cash App, you can drop your Cash App. And if he chooses to drop his Cash App and you guys want to bless him with a little birthday, a little something, you can do that. And again, I really appreciate Mr. Brown, Mr. Willie, for always being a support to the channel. Go ahead, Xavier. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, boo.
Okay. So I hear what everybody has said, and I agree in some aspects of what you guys are saying. But I want to make it clear. Nobody is trying to take anything from you. Nobody is trying to invalidate you guys. Nobody is trying to say you guys are not what you are or trying to say that they are what you are. I don't think nobody is trying to say that. But I will say that the idea that if I fight for a space, I shouldn't have to fight for everybody else. In my belief system, in this world, as we're going forward, that is a mindset that is not going to help anybody, because it will only be people fighting for. If you only fight for your space and no one else's, then somebody's eventually going to take your spot too, and they'll use any excuse, any technicality, any biological technicality, any sociological technicality to take it from you. So I don't think we should go into these conversations thinking that, oh, I have to fight for my safe space on both sides. I don't think trans men or and non-binary folks should think that they have to fight for a specific space, or natural born women have to fight for this specific space. There's a space where you guys are all coming together for a unique experience that only you guys all have. And I think that there doesn't need to be really a debate about it. Nobody should own it. It's just what it is, where we're all existing together.
Thank you, babe. And again, y'all know Xavier. Y'all know that's my baby brother. Y'all know that. Again, he's one person that tried to give us a little more context. He said from the beginning he didn't necessarily agree with what the woman was saying, but he was telling us a little more context. So y'all have been very respectful, but I just want to say that if anybody's watching this on the replay, be respectful, because
I really do him being here. Thank you, Xavier.
Yeah, and thank you, Xavier. I appreciate it as well. Because
yes, thank you, boo.
I don't have to agree, but I do want to understand, right? And I want the perspective. So I appreciate you for coming up. Those of you in the chat, again, I love that we can have these conversations and everybody can be respectful and everybody can agree in a respectful way. And I really do appreciate that. So we're getting ready to hop up off of here. We are going to be back at about 9:10 to discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And on Wednesday, El Teddy and myself will be doing a live discussing the Real Housewives of New York, child. They done got El Teddy watching the Real Housewives of New York. So we will be watching that. We will be watching that. Mims, thank you, my love. When you called me, I was live, baby. And you guys check out, Mims had a very good conversation on his platform as well earlier today on this topic if you want a little more informational insight. So I appreciate you guys. And like I said, I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm out.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Thank y'all for coming up. I appreciate it.